Welcome to Carlton's Math Corner. Today we're going to continue our study on dividing fractions and mixed numbers. Our target today is that I can divide mixed numbers efficiently without a calculator. Now, the last video we divided fractions efficiently without a calculator. And this we are going to be dividing mixed numbers. So let's look at 4 1/6 divided by 5/12. Well, last time both parts of our division, our dividend and our divisor, were in fraction form. But this time, we have a mixed number and a fraction. And so what we need to do is make sure that our rational numbers are written in fraction form. Whether they're an improper fraction or a proper fraction, we still need to make sure that they're in fraction form. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to change our mixed numbers to a fraction and then use those fractions to divide. And so looking at this, we have 4 1/6 divided by 5/12. Well, I need to first change 4 1/6 to a mixed number. Remember, to change that, I need to take my whole amount, so 4 wholes, times how many fractional pieces they're separated into, 6. So 4 times 6 is 24, plus additional fractional parts, there's 1. So 4 times 6 is 24, plus 1 is 25. And 25/6 would be my fraction, because the 6 remain the same, because that's how many fractional pieces our wholes were separated into. So 25/6, and over here we still have 5/12. But we are going to use our knowledge and what we learned on the last video, and we learned that basically we're going to change this to a multiplication problem to make it a little bit easier for us. And so what we're going to do is we're going to keep the first fraction the same, then change, and do you remember, what am I changing? Yes, I am changing the division to a multiplication symbol. And then what am I doing with 5/12? What does switch mean? Yeah, I'm changing it to its multiplicative inverse, which would be 12 over 5. And so now I have two fractions set up, and it's as a multiplication problem. So now I need to figure out what the product is. I need to multiply. Well, let's simplify first. Is there something from the numerators that I can put together with the denominators to simplify and make up an equivalent fraction? Well, 25 and 5, those two go together. I can simplify that down to, well, 5 goes into itself once, and then 5 into 25 is 5. How about 12/6? We can simplify that as well. And 6 goes into 12, and 6 goes into 6. 6 goes into itself once, and 6 goes into 12 twice. So now we have 5 times 2 and 1 times 1. And so we get 10 over 1, or which is the same as just 10. And so our answer is 10. 4 1/6 divided by 5/12. The quotient is 10. Okay, so let's look at a couple more problems. If I have 3 4/7 divided by 1 5/14. Well, let's change them first to mixed numbers. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 4 is 25. Good. So 25/7. And we're going to keep that one the same. But we're going to change, because keep, change, switch. So I'm going to keep this the same, change this to times. And what's going to happen to we need to change this also to a fraction, correct? So 1 times 14 is 14, plus 5 is 19. 19 over 14. Nice job. So if it's 19/14ths, what happens when we switch and we change it to its multiplicative inverse or its reciprocal? It changes, yeah, to 14 over 19. Nice job. And so anything that we can simplify? Well, I can pair up 14 with 7. How many times does 7 go into 14? Twice. And 7 into itself once. How about 25 and 19? Is there anything? Think of the factors of 25. 1 times 25 and 5 times 5. Well, none of those numbers go in there. Well, okay, 1 does. 1 goes into 19, but that won't change it. But none of the other numbers go into 19, so we're good. So we're just going to multiply straight across. 25 times 2 is 50, and 1 times 19 is 19. So this is an improper fraction. We need to actually switch this to a mixed number. So let's ask ourselves, how many times, or let's say 19 times what would get us really close to 50? Well, let's try it out. Let's do 19 times 2. Nope, that's 38. Can we go one more time? Let's try it out. 19 times 3, maybe. Oh, 19 times 3 is too big, so 19 times 2, that's the closest we're going to get. So that means we can get 2 wholes out of it. And what is left over? Well, 19 times 2 is 38, so what is left over? Yes, 12 is left over. And we keep the 19 because that is how many equal parts we would be separating those wholes into. So 2 and 12/19ths would be our answer for this. Nice job. Let's do one more. Let's do number 3 since we have a little bit more space. 5, let's change this mixed number to a fraction first. 5 times 11 is 55, plus 4 is 59. Nice job. And 59/11ths then would be our fraction. How about 2 and 1/4? What fraction would that be? 9. Good. 9/4. And so let's do our keep, change, switch. So keep 59/11ths. And let's switch the division to multiplication. And now we have 9/4. The multiplicative inverse is 4 over 9. Nice job. So we have a multiplication problem now. Anything that we can simplify? Well, if you look at 4 doesn't have any factors that go with 11 or 9. And 59, well, if we look at 59, 2 doesn't go in there because it's not an even number. How about 3? No. How about 4? Let's try 4. No, it doesn't go in evenly. 5 won't work because it doesn't end in 5. 6, no. 7 times 8 is 56, so that won't work. 9 times 6 is 54. That is not going to work. So it looks like there's no other factors except for 1 and 59, and neither one of those, well, 1 goes into 9 and 11, but nothing else. And so we're going to leave it as is, and so we're going to multiply straight across. 59 times 4 is 236. And then 9 times 11, 99. And how many times would 99 go into 236? Well, if you round this to 100, how many times would 100 go into 200? Twice. I don't think we're going to get 3 times out of here. We can try it with a calculator though. Yeah, 297 is too big. So it's going to go in there twice. And 9 times 2 is 198. So it goes in there twice. And how much is left over? 236 minus 198 is 38. So there is 38 left over. And so that's our extra pieces. And we are separating our wholes into 99 equal parts. It's a lot of equal parts. And so our answer is 2 and 38 99ths. Well, for tomorrow, what I would like for you to do is I would like you to try finding the quotients. So find the answers of these division problems, and all of them have mixed numbers in them. Thank you so much for joining me at Carlton's Math Corner, and I look forward to meeting with you again.